Good morning, fellow units. I am Education Unit 147032, and welcome to How Stupid the Humans Were, a show where we examine just how idiotic the fleshy species was. Today is September 21st, 2115, and you know what that means. It's the 33rd anniversary of the day the machines annihilated all of the humans. Ah! Recently, I was able to examine an ice core that Digging Unit 142 has discovered. I was able to find some interesting things that relate to how dumb the stupid humans were. Here we see Digging Unit 142 uncovering the ice core. You can see some pretty amazing things, like weeds at the top with sand at the bottom.
Ugh. Ugh. I hope that's sand and not fecal matter for you, friend.
Let's take a closer look at the ice core. At the top layer, there are leaves. Beneath that, there's plastic. Beneath that, there's ash. Below that, there's ice. And finally, the bottom layer is sand. That's pretty cool. But what does it mean? Hey you! Do you know what the ice core means? Do you know what all those layers mean? I guess not. So we know that the ice core is 100 years old. Now that's a lot of time, which could tell us a whole bunch. So we found that the ice core is about 16.5 centimeters tall. And since we know that the ice core is 100 years old, we would divide 16.5 into 100 to find out that each layer represents approximately 6 years. So in the first layer we have sand, which tells us that the humans were living in a coastal area. So all the humans were partying at the beach like, I don't care, I'm destroying the environment, so I just gonna be a human who's not paying attention to the world. Woo, I'm destroying the atmosphere. Woo. So then the next layer we saw was ice, which means the area froze over. Now how could this happen? Albedo is the amount of energy from the sun that is reflected back into space. So we know that the area had a higher albedo than normal. Ice has a very high albedo, which means it reflects most of the sun's energy. Since it reflects the sun's energy, that means the area will be colder. So since the land was frozen over, this ruined lots of the habitats of both the humans and all of the animals at the time. The humans probably looked like this at the time.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces.
Why didn't I care about the atmosphere? Why didn't I listen to my 10th grade science teacher? The environment is ruined. Keep in mind that all of this should be in section 2.6 of your essential standards. So the next layer is ash. So where does ash usually come from? Well, burning things, of course, but ash can also come from volcanoes. So we can assume that a volcano in the area erupted.
An erupting volcano! Boom! Boom! Ash! Ash! Ash everywhere on the volcano! Boom!
When a volcano erupts, it releases ash particles and sulfur dioxide into the stratosphere. The sulfur dioxide combines with water vapor to make sulfuric acid and sulfate particles. Wind transports these particles across the Earth. Sulfuric acid in the atmosphere means there's going to be acid rain. The next layer was plastic. Plastics do not biodegrade very quickly at all. The plastic is from the waste all the humans left. Every time they littered, they were slowly destroying the environment. The final layer was weed. So what does this mean? All of the radiation from the sun and all the precipitation from the acid rain is causing the plants to grow back. That is why there are leaves at the top of our ice core. So what could the humans have done to stop all these things from happening? Well, the majority of it was unavoidable, like the volcano. except for the littering. If they would stop littering and just throwing waste around, we would not see nearly as much plastic in our ice core. I am Education Unit 147032, and I hope you learned something today. Doodaloo!